Today we will discuss upon some special topics. The first is guilds. The craftsmen were organized into guilds or shrenis. These are references about the guilds of weavers, braziers, oil millers, bamboo workers, corn dealers, ivory workers. The organization of guilds gave a craftsman political and economic power. The goods were sold under the supervision of the government officers, and a tax of 10% was levied on the sales. A class of moneylenders had also emerged. Generally, an interest of 15% was charged on the loans advanced. The hazardous industries had to pay up to 50% interest on the loans. Provisions was made for warehouses, godowns and transport. Special arrangements were made for the protection of the trade routes. There were many highways and trade routes for internal trade carried on through rivers, ferries were maintained. The government had set up a special department for the construction and maintenance of roads. There was large increase in the minting and circulation of coins. These coins bear the figures of sun, moon, mountains, trees, plants, cattle, human beings, and other symbols. The coins were manufactured with the dies. Foundries were not yet in use for the making of coins. Condition of the lower classes. This period also witnessed the rise of new vocations and classes. Some vocations were considered lower in status. Now, potters, weavers, barbers, and dancers were considered as lower classes in the society. Some other people, such as Chandals, were even excluded from the Varna system. They were butchers, executioners, and keepers of ceremonial grounds. Gradually, the madaris, acrobats, bajigars, beggars, and snake charmers were also treated as untouchables. The people. Megasthenes writes that the people lived a moral life and loved truth. Thefts were rare and people did not put locks on their doors. They were costly dresses and their standard of living was very high. They were simple and frugal in manners. They never drank except at sacrifices. The status of women was high in the society. However, polygamy was prevalent in aristocratic families. The Varna and caste system were well developed. Megasthenes seems to have divided the Indian population into seven parts, namely philosophers, husbandmen, herdsmen, artisans and traders, soldiers, overseers, and councillors. These represented class and not caste as supposed by Megasthenes theoretically. The Brahmins enjoys the highest position in the society and claimed to be the god on earth. Kautilya was a Mahamantri in the state administration. Megasthenes writes that thought of the Brahmins were in a minority, they enjoyed a high status in the society. They performed religious rites and ceremonies and practiced astrology. Literature and education. Taxila was a great university where literature, philosophy, and sciences were taught. Literacy and education were widespread, as can be seen from the edicts. The Mauryan sources indicate that Pali, Prakrit, and the Magadhi languages were used. Kautilya wrote his Arthashastra in Sanskrit, but the Buddhist literature and the Jataks, the previous birth stories of Buddha, were written in Prakrit. Ashoka issued his orders in Prakrit, in Brahmi script in the south, and Kharoshti script in the Gandhar region. Vocational education was given by guilds. Art and architecture. The Mauryan made a remarkable contribution to art and architecture. The contemporary accounts of the Pataliputra and its royal palaces throw light on the progress of art and architecture of this period. But as most of these buildings were made of wood, they could not survive the revenge of time. Ashoka was the first king to use stone for building. He got constructed stone pillars, which are a marvel of the engineering and sculpture. They were probably constructed by the sculpturists from Gandhar who were skilled in the art of stone carving. The figures of lions of the Ashoka pillar are wonderfully lifelike, revealing the perfect carving. The caves cut out of hard rock represent patient skill of the enormous patience. Of these, Sudama cave is famous. Some piles of modern art are found at Dhauli in Odisha. An elephant carved out in round from a rock shows a sense of the creative form. The building of boats and ships, as well as the construction of chariot, are mentioned in the Arthashastra.